question is, how long it should take a man living with woman? It says as long as you could stick your hand inside the basket and take out bread. B'dechiti or b'desa'ari? Which bread we're talking about? Is it wheat bread or barley bread? There's also difference in the seconds, Berekiva or ba'akusha? Is it soft bread, which is you can take faster, or it's hard bread? Takes 3 seconds extra to take it out, or maybe it's opposite. Gemara says Teiko. Eliyahu Hanavi will come and will give us the answer. Next piece. Everybody's ready? Put your seatbelts on. Let's enjoy. Amar Rabbi Yitzchak bar Rabbi Yosef. Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yitzchak bar Rabbi Yosef said the name of Rabbi Yochanan. Kol echad ve'echad be'atzmo shi'er. Each rabbi that gave you time for men and women to be together. One says you go around the palm tree. One says you stick your hand into the basket and take out the bread. One says your body parts touch each other. All these rabbis, they give their own personal life story, how they got married to their wives. How long it took them to begin the process. So begin the process takes 5 seconds. So the point is, how long it took them, they said. One said to roast the egg. One said to eat 1 egg. One said to eat 3 eggs. To swallow 3 eggs. This is how much it took them to be with their wives when they got married to begin the process. So Kashdi dal svoj point what helped him to be with his wife. How long it took him to be with his wife. Okay, now, next piece. Baruch Hashem, we got 18 people in the house. Chai, Ken Yirbu. Va'ika, Gemara says, stop. You just told me everyone, they got married, whatever they experienced with their wives, they said their story. Ben Azai, but 1 second. There was a rabbi called Ben Azai, he never got married. The law, Nasif, he never was married. So the Gemara says, no. Iba etema, some say Nasif, Upiresh. He got married and he got right away divorced. Why? He got married to Rabbi Akiva's daughter. Ben Azai got married to Rabbi Akiva's daughter one evening, could be even that first night of the wedding. He came home and he said to his daughter, to his wife, give me a cup of water. So she brought a cup of water and he was so busy learning. And she was holding the cup from 8 p.m. until 6 o'clock in the morning. And she was standing by him. But meanwhile, he was looking inside the Gemara and learning. Then he looked at her, he said, what are you doing here? She said, what? 8 hours ago, you told me to bring you a cup of water. So I brought it. He said, oh my God, you were waiting for 8 hours to give me a cup of water? I tortured you so much, I don't deserve you. He went next day and divorced her. He said, this is Rabbi Akiva's daughter. This lady is like her mom. Eshet Chayil. He said, it's not your fault. I am not allowed to be married because I am crazily involved in learning Torah and I love learning Torah. I have nothing against you. So he...
Ben Zoma?
Ben Azai. Ben Azai, and therefore he divorced his wife that way. The Lord Nasi Iba and Emma Nasi Upidash Hava. Viba Itema. Gemara says, if you're not giving an answer, yeah, okay, you're right. He never got married, Gemara says. You want to take third answer? I'll give you third answer. He never got married. Ema Mirabesh Miele. Some say he heard it from his rabbi. His rabbi told him, this and this amount of time takes to do action. Next, some say, no, you're right. He never got married. Sorry, he never got married. So Hashem Lire'al. Hashem gives secrets to those who fear him. If you love Hashem so much and you fear from Hashem so much, Hashem will give you secrets even though you don't have ability to have it, but you're going to have it. Same thing. He was not married. And because he had loved Hashem so much, Hashem gave him ability to understand how long things take. Next, Darash Rabbi Avira. Sorry, Rabbi is falling asleep today. It's a problem. There's Rabbi Avila. Rabbi Avila explained, Zimnin, sometimes, Omar la Mishmed Rabbi Ami, sometimes he said this learning from the name of Rabbi Ami, Vezimnin Omar La Mishmet Rabbi Asi. And sometimes it's that from the name of Rabbi Asi. Kol ha'ochel lechem v'lo netilat yadayim. Whoever eats bread without making netilat yadayim, ki'ilu ba al isha zona, as if he lived with a woman who is zona. Remember we sent it today to the daily dose? Yeah? That's the piece. He said, whoever eats bread without washing his hands, without bracha, as if he came to be with woman who is zona. Shneimar, it says, Ki be'ad isha zona ad kikar lechem. He was with a woman who's zona like to the bread. So how long it takes if you jump on the bread as if you were with the zona? Amar Rav said, Hi mi ba, hi be'ad isha zona ad kikar lechem. This, what it says, until he was with zona, it's like until the bread, piece of bread. Be'ad kikar lechem ad isha zona mi bo'eleh. He should say he jumped on the bread like on a zona. Means person sees a woman, he's not married to her, he jumps on her, makes avera. How he jumped on woman, same thing he jumped on bread. If he would be smart, if he would be washing his hands, making bracha, and then eating normally, same thing. Like men marrying women through chuppah, men and women getting married through chuppah, that's proper thing. But what he did, he jumped on the bread. You jumped on the bread as if you jumped on a woman. Ela Amar Rava said, Kol ha'ba'al isha zona, whoever lives with zona, in the end, he will be so poor, walking around, begging for peace. Whoever eats bread every single day without washing his hands, Hashem will uproot him chas v'shalom from this world. What does that mean? Why? Because netilat yadayim is big source of the connection and source of the parnasa. Whoever play games with this is making fun of divrei chachamim. It's a terrible thing. Amar Rav Chia bar Ashi Amar Rav. Rav Chia bar Ashi said Rav, Mayu rishonim tzarich she'yivei yadav lemala. When you make netilat yadayim, you have to keep your hands like this. So water should go down. Mayim acharonim tzarich she'yashpil yadav lemata. But when you wash hands, mayim acharonim, you have to hold it downwards. Why? Netilat yadayim, you have to hold the hand up, and mayim acharonim, you have to hold it down. The answer is, one of the simple answers is, since it's bracha, netilat yadayim. Since it's bracha, there is a lot of bracha, we don't want you to look it down, so bracha should spill. Second answer, because you have to hold the hand this way, so all the water should go behind this point down, not back. So when you put your hand down after you do netilat yadayim, all the waters that went towards your elbow is going to come back to your fingers. It's going to make your fingers tameh. Therefore, when you wash your hands, you have to keep it up and not down. Mayim acharonim, but mayim acharonim, you have to put your hands down. Guys, by the way, tonight we're going already 5. We're trying to get 5 more new Gemaras. Whoever comes to learn tonight, we're going to do review from the beginning, and we'll give him new Gemara Sota. So whoever's first, one of the 10 first people, you get free copy of the Gemara.
Question.
No.
Why Mayim Ochranim is Chova? Netilat Yadayim is not Chova.
What?
Mayim Ochranim is Mayim Ochranim Chova. And Netilat Yadayim we don't.
Listen carefully. You are asking political questions. I'm joking. There's few answers here. Number 1, when you do netilat yadayim from doing until eating bread, it's one mitzvah. You're not allowed to talk over there. If you spoke b'diavad, there's no sin that you have to wash hands again. You don't have to. This is number one. Number two, when you wash hands for bread, there is no danger. There used to be melach sedomit. Sedomit is salt. Before you sitting to eat, you didn't touch any salt. So therefore, you don't say ma'am acharonim chova. When you done eating, you had salt on the table. Maybe the salt from the Sodom. And there's decree, Sodom salt, if touches people's eyes, chas v'shom, they could get blind. So therefore, you say ma'am acharonim chova, because maybe you ate food and you touched Sodom salt, and you didn't wash your hands, and person can get chas v'shom blind. That first answer. Second answer, you're not allowed to sit and eat food until you learn some Torah during the meal. You can't make bitul Torah during the meal. So the shortest halacha in the whole Shulchan Aruch is 3 words: Ma'im acharonim chova. To do ma'im acharonim is obligation. That's the halacha. That's the shortest halacha in Shulchan Aruch. So I gave you 2 answers. Well, good. You're not answering me is very good. Okay, let's go
good.
further.
Good.
Thank you. So basically, Rabbi Elazar comes as a person who does not wash hands and eat bread, he will be, God forbid, approved from the world. Why? Because my al netilat yadayim, it stands for ani, being poor is like as if person has leaves the world. When you wash hands for netilat yadayim for bread, you have to raise your hands up. By my macharonim, you have to put your hands bending down. We also learn like this in the Braita. Whoever washes his hands, he has to raise his hands up. Maybe the water will go past this bone. You see the bone over here, this bone in the hand. Where is that? I can't show you. Over here, this bone. Can't show you. Okay, maybe I don't know. Just for 1 second. Opa. Here, this bone. You see the bone? You wash your hands. It goes still here to the bone, and when it goes down, here already your parts that it sweats. You close the hand with the shirt, so here's sweaty parts. When you put your hand down after the time, all the water that went there, they're gonna come back to your hand, make your hand tameh. It's a big problem. So therefore, you have to keep your hands up. So when you do netilat yadayim, you have to keep your hands up. Maybe some water went down from the bone, and then they're going to come back to you, and they're going to make your hand tameh. Mr. Ovadia says Nayev. Shalom Aleichem. Yes, there were 21 people. 1 person is less. Let's see if we can get that 1 person. Rabbi Abahu said, you wash hands, you ate bread, but you did not wipe your hands. As if you ate bread which is tameh. Why? Because you have to wipe your hands. When you don't wipe, it's dirty. Something dirty is disgusting. When something is disgusting, it's like tameh. So therefore, tameh and disgusting is similar. This is what Hashem says. This our Jewish nation will be their bread tameh. Why? Wet. Anytime something disgusting, Torah calls it or ma'uz or tameh. Or ma'uz disgusting or tameh impure. Umay. Now question is, what if, God forbid, person goes and sins with a woman who's married? How do we call eshet? Ish. Eshet ish. One of the serious sins in the world is when a person goes and lives with a woman who is married. When a person does sin with a married woman, some poskim say there's no tshuva for this. Some poskim say there is tshuva only after he dies. He dies, he sees the angel of death, and then that's tshuva. So, not easy. Possible tshuva, but not easy. So the person has to be very, very careful not to fall on this part of the sins. Umay ve'eshet ish, and married woman, nefesh yekara tatsud. Married woman will catch expensive soul. Married woman will catch an expensive soul. What does that mean? Amar Rabbi Chiya bar Abba. Rabbi Chiya bar Abba said, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, from name of Rabbi Yochanan, Kol Adam sheyesh bo gasuta ruach, anytime person is v'sakamerne. How you say v'sakamerne? People, how you say v'sakamerne?
Show off.
Show off. Okay.
Pride,
More than.
prideful.
Huh?
Prideful.
Pride. He has too much pride. Prideful. Anytime person is prideful, lebasov nechshal be'eshedish. In the end, he's going to sin with a married woman. Shenemar, it says ve'eshedish nefesh yikara tatzut, because married woman will be catching always expensive pride souls. Amar Rava said, "Hi nefesh yikara nefesh gavoa mibayale." Why are you saying expensive soul? Say pride soul that flies in the air. Ve'od, and also it says hitatzud. She will be. It should say that she will be catching. How you say animal? What do you do? How you catch animal? What is it? When you hunt the animal, you catch. What's the name in English? I forgot.
Trap him.
Capture.
Trap him. Very good. And married woman will be trapping the expensive souls. So Gemara says, "Nefesh garat tatzut amarava hay nefesh yikara nefesh gavoa mibayel." Or hitatzut, she will be trapping it. Nefesh gavoa mibayel. 1 second. Hitatzut mibayel ela. Amarava Rava said, "Kol haba alei shedish afilu lama Torah." Whoever comes to sin with a married woman, even though he knows so much Torah, he learns Torah day and night. Tichtiv boy, it says regarding him, Yikara him ipininim. What's expensive here? The Torah is expensive because Torah is considered very, very expensive. Torah is expensive more than any gem in the world. Kohen Gadol, even more than Kohen Gadol, person who's learning Torah. Shenichnas lifnei velifnim, hita tzudenu. Even the Kohen Gadol that goes once a year, Kodesh Kodashim, if he is so proud about himself, even he will fall to married woman. And if he did sin like that, even though he goes to Kodesh Kodashim to purify sin, even though he learns Torah, still, Ledina shel Genom. She will capture him to push him into the fires of Genom. But Baruch Hashem, we don't have those people here. Or if God forbid ever a person sinned in his life with something similar to this, I'm sure he made teshuva, he never does again. So let's move on. Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan said, Mishum Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. Rabbi Yochanan said, Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai. Kol Adam shesh bo gasuta ruach. Anyone v'sakamerni. Anyone is holy. Anyone is show off. Ke'ilu oved avodat kochavim. As if he bowed down to the idols. Ketivach, it says over here, Toavat Hashem kol gvalev. Whoever is high, anyone is flying on a high horse. Hashem says, this is disgusting to me. And it says in different place, don't bring disgusting thing to your house. How over there disgusting means idol, here also disgusting means idol. Rabbi Yochanan didei Omar, and Rabbi Yochanan, according to himself, said, Ke'ilu kafar be'ikar, whoever is show off, he doesn't see people, he doesn't recognize people, he thinks he's all that. Hashem says, as if he believed to different God, or as if he said, there is no God. Shenemar, V'ram levavcha, because your heart is so high up, and you forgot your God. Rabbi Chama b'Rabbi Chanina Amar. Rabbi Chana b'Rabbi Chanina said, Ke'ilu ba'al kol ha'arayot, whoever is v'sakamerni, whoever he show off, as if he sinned on all the things which has to do with sinning with a woman. This is how terrible it is. It says over here, it says over here, whoever is holy, he thinks too much about himself. Hashem says, this is disgusting to me. It says in different place, whatever disgusting to Hashem, they did. So we see from here, when a person is show off, as if he sinned even on the golden calf, or even under idol worship. Next, Ula Amar. Ula says, Ke'ilu bana bama. You know, there's such a thing called bama. Today, since after the second or first Beit HaMikdash, you're not allowed to build bama anymore. Bama is a small altar behind your house or in front of your house, and you bring your own personal sacrifices there. But if you build when there is the Beit HaMikdash time, or now after Beit HaMikdash was already built and destroyed, when you build it, you get sin for that. So it says, whoever is show off, as if he built that altar in front of Hashem, which is a big sin. Ula amar kilu bana bama Hashem emar, chadlu lachem min ha'adam, chidlu lachem min ha'adam. Push yourself away from this person. Asher neshama ba'apod, that neshama is in his anger or in his nose. Ki bama nechshav, what does he worth? Who? Al tikle bama ela bama. Don't say what does it worth, but say bema or bama. Bama is a pole. So sorry. Kol haba al esh elish. 1 second. Bama is an altar that you build behind your house to bring your own sacrifice, which is the sin after second Beit HaMikdash was built. Ulamar kilu bana bama, shenemar chidlu lachem min ha'adam asher neshama ba'apo, ki b'ma nechshav hu, al tikrei bama ela bama. Good. My yad le'yad lo yinakeh. Hashem said in the Torah, hand to hand will not be forgiven. What does that mean, hand to hand will not be forgiven? In 3 minutes, we'll be done with the page. So anyone wants to leave, be a little bit patient. Thank you. Yad leyad lo yinakeh. Hashem says hand to hand will not be forgiven. Amar Rav. Rav said, Kol haba l'sherish, whoever comes to sin with the married woman, afilu hikneu la'akadosh baruch hu. Even though he said Hashem is the boss of the whole world. Shamayim va'aretz. He says Hashem created heaven and earth. He believes that Hashem is one. Hashem created everything. Still, he's Ka'Avram Avinu, even though he's like Avram Avinu. Dichtiv be'hadimot yadi el Hashem. Avram Avinu said, I raise my hands to Hashem. El Elyon, God is godly. Kodesh Shamayim va'aretz, who acquires the heaven and the earth. If person like this, even like Avram Avinu, goes and sins with a woman, Torah says, Lo yinakeh midina shel gehinom. Still, he's not free from the sin, from the punishment of the Gehinnom. Tasha lahu ledeve Rabbi Shilo. There's a question to Yeshiva of Rabbi Shilo. Hai yad leyad lo yinakeh. This is what it says here. Hand to hand will not be forgiven. Yodai boile should have been the hands, not one hand, but hands. Ela Amri, the Rabbi Shilo, they said in the issue of Rabbi Shilo, Afilu kibel Torah ke Moshe Rabbeinu, even though he accepted the Torah like Moshe Rabbeinu, Dichtiv it says by Moshe Rabbeinu, Mimino eshdat lamo, from his hand, right hand, the fire of Torah comes out to the nation. Even a person like Moshe Rabbeinu, if he goes sins with married woman, still he's not going to be free from Gehinnom. He's going to go to Gehinnom to pay for whatever he ruined. Kasha le Rabbi Yochanan. That's a question from Rabbi Yochanan. Hay yad leyad, miyad mi boile. Why it says hand to hand? It should be hand from the hand. Why it says two hand? Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan said, "Afilu oseh tzedakah beseter." דכתיב מתן בסתר יחפה אף, לא ינקה מדינה של גיהנם. Which is hand to hand. Say hand from hand. No. Even though with your hand you go and you support poor people, you give them tzedakah from your hand to their hand, still, person who gives tzedakah and he goes sins with married woman, he will not be protected from Gehinom. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen.